Hey everyone, Reid Henrichs with Ridge, and the purpose of today's video is to talk about night sights on your pistol. Do you need them or are they a luxury? We get a lot of questions about these kind of issues when it comes to putting on either tritium or some kind of luminescent sights on your handgun. There's a couple of things that I want you to consider and a couple of points that I really want you to take home after this video is over. So let's get started. Before we talk about night sights, I want to premise everything that we discuss with this. Firearms handling rule number 4 is this: be sure of your target and what is beyond it. The first part of that, be sure of your target, that would include identifying your target, especially in low light. Obviously during the day and outside of buildings, we can see clearly if anybody's trying to attack us. But if we're in low light, we're not always going to be able to see that. So I would say this: if you're carrying a pistol outside of your home, or even if you use one as your primary defense in the house, I would consider having a white light wedded to this firearm. If it's not either on the gun itself or if you've got a handheld light, that is absolutely mandatory equipment in my book. I can't tell you how many times people have shot somebody that did not need to be shot because they didn't have a white line and they didn't identify what was happening in their house. No matter what sights you decide to put on your pistol, whether it's tritium night sights like I've got on this one, or whether it's the kind that glow after you shine them with a light, no matter which sights that you use, or just flat black, period, no matter what sights that you use, I would absolutely recommend having a handheld flashlight or a light on your pistol, period. That's the end of the story on that. You cannot shoot without identifying what's going on. And I've got a question for all you people out there that say, oh, well, nobody else lives with me or nobody should be in my house. I'll tell you what, you want to go in front of a jury? You want to go in front of the jury and tell them that you just shot at a shape that you couldn't identify? Hey, that's going to be on you. But we only shoot if our life is in immediate danger of deadly force, if we are in immediate danger. And so you better be darn sure that that person's demonstrating life-threatening behavior to you. So that is what I'm going to premise this entire video by saying. Have a white light with your pistol. Have a white light that you carry with you in your everyday carry. All right, folks, so the question is, should you have night sights on your pistol? Well, I'll tell you this, that all of my pistols have night sights on them. I have also professionally carried pistols that did not have night sights on them. I made it through Katrina with a pistol that did not have night sights on it. The pistol that I was issued did not have night sights. I carried a H&K USP 45. That's what we were mandated to carry. I didn't have a choice on that one. Not that it's a bad pistol at all. It was actually pretty accurate. It's just like with my hands, it's like shooting a brick. But folks, in all seriousness, you know, would you need night sights on your pistol? I would put it like this. They are a very nice thing to have in limited circumstances. But the biggest benefit, in my opinion, for having night sights on your pistol is that in the dark, what you can do is you can actually line your sights up in the event that an attack is imminent, or if you're searching, say you have to search your house, if you've got children or other people that you're responsible for and you hear that bump in the night and you've got to go out and check and make sure everybody's okay. Those night sights, you can get pretty good sight alignment in the dark. Notice my fingers straighten off the trigger when I'm doing this. You can get your good sight alignment already in the dark, whether it's a 3-dot or 2-dot. It doesn't really matter to me, folks. I think you can't go wrong with either one. Some people like the 2-dot, you know, the 2 points of light. Some people like the 3. It doesn't really matter to me. At a minimum, I think you should have something on your front sight where you can index that, especially you older people out there whose eyes are struggling to pick up that resolution and that clarity anymore. At least you're going to have a green blob as a reference as opposed to nothing at all. As I said, folks, the biggest advantage of this is getting your sights lined up in the event that you do have to shoot. I would either use a handheld flashlight in a technique of your choice, or I would use a weapon-mounted light that you can at least identify what's going on. Something to consider, folks, that just if you really needed to line your sights up before it's time to shoot, at least you've got a coarse sight alignment where if you need to present that pistol with that flashlight, or if you needed to present that pistol with that flashlight, you can. I've got a really good buddy of mine, Andy. He's a police officer in Illinois, and just a few months ago, he had to use his pistol in the line of duty. It's a completely justified shoot. It's been cleared. He's been cleared. It's completely justifiable. And in fact, there's video footage of it out there where he actually used a neck hold flashlight technique, one-handed pistol shot at 7 yards in a pretty dark area. He can tell you that he had his sights already lined up, and then when it was time to raise it up, he was able to shoot because he had his sights already lined up. So I guess the biggest argument in favor of night sights is that you can already get a good sight, at least a better sight picture than not having it on there before it's time to shoot. What about pistols without it? I know a lot of pistols come from the factory with no night sights on there, and pick your brand. I mean, a lot of pistols come with just regular old notch and post sights. Is this a bad thing? Well, I wouldn't let it deter you from buying that pistol, folks. If you shoot that pistol great, that's unbelievably good on you. Keep practicing, get better at it. Can you use a pistol in the dark with only a white light and no night sights? Absolutely. No issues whatsoever. In fact, a lot of our students shoot better at nighttime in the dark. Some have night sights, some don't. The majority of our students don't have night sights on it. They just have a regular old iron sights on there, and when they light up their target with their flashlight, depending on what technique that they use, they are able to focus on the front sight and make good hits in the dark. I've been to a lot of pistol classes where we've done some night shooting, and I've noticed this phenomenon as well outside of our school, and I've been a student, and I've seen a lot of students shoot very well at night only using the white light with blacked out regular sights. So I guess the whole point I'm trying to say is, folks, is that if you want night sights on there, it will benefit you in a lot of circumstances. Is it a deal breaker for me if a pistol doesn't have one? No, because I can always put them on afterwards, or I can continue rocking with it with just the blacked out iron sights and any technique that you want to use. I will give you the difference though. I'm going to go in the dark room and I'm going to show you the difference on what that looks like using a flashlight and also using those tritium sights. So let's go take a look. All right, folks, this is pitch black. I mean, we're in the darkest room in the place. This would simulate middle of the night in your bedroom or anywhere else you can think of. You police officers out there searching a building in the daylight or a basement of some type. And if you, as I told you already, you can really line up your sights before you illuminate your potential problem with the white light. As you can see, it'd be easy to get a coarse sight alignment right now so that you'd be a pretty good chance of a hit on your target. So as you can see, the front and the rear, and this is that 3-dot option for you guys that want to know what it looks like in the dark. As you can see, I've already got the sights lined up here, and yes, it is a talent to do this in the dark, running the camera and holding the gun. So if we were doing this, what we'd do is we'd line our sights up just the way that they are now. We would line those sights up, and as soon as I get my sight alignment, I would index towards the bad guy or potential threat, and what I would do then is identify with the white light, as you can see, and then you'd be at a much better chance for a shot. All right, folks, this option here, this is the front sight that has the tritium. I know some people prefer this because they're looking at their front sight index anyway, and at your distances that you're going to be using inside your house, your front sight, any part of it's probably going to be good enough. What we can do is get coarse alignment right there. At least what we can do is we can aim in at the potential bad guy, get that front sight on there, and then once again, folks, as I said, all we would have to do is get our front sight lined up, and then of course hit them with the white light, just like so that you're already in a position to shoot. You're already in a position, if you needed to pop them real quick with that white light, shoot, then turn your light off and move. And of course, that would be the way that I would recommend doing that. But this is that front sight option only when it comes to the night sights. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see right now, nothing. This would be if you chose a pistol with no night sights. These are the blacked out front and rear sights. These are just standard stock sights on a pistol. And as you can see, folks, you really can't line anything up. You're going to have to rely on your practice and on your dry repetitions to really get the pistol lined up in your hands. What I can do is at least orient my pistol towards the potential bad guy or potential threat that we're involved with, and I can get that going. And then when I hit the flashlight, or when I hit the white light, when I hit the flashlight, it'll be ready to go, as you can see. So that's what we can do. And then of course, if we needed to, we can quickly steer our sights wherever they need to go to make that hit quickly. And of course, you can dry practice this in your house all the time. I would recommend doing some low light dry practice as well so that you can get skilled. So folks, just a low light demonstration as to what that'll look like if you use this in low light. My background on this stuff, guys, is military and law enforcement. I did low light work with a pistol in both. And I can tell you this, should you use night sights, should you not use night sights? I don't think it's a big deal one way or the other. I've got them on my pistol simply because I do like to index my sights before I pop with the white light. Although If you didn't have them, you're not really at a disadvantage. As we already showed you, you're really not. You can really get on your sights quickly with that flashlight if you had to. So I don't think you can go wrong either way, but you got to have a white light. You got to have a flashlight of some type, either on your body or within reach, so that you can use this. I'll put a link in the description box below as to some of the lights that I use for my everyday carry and also inside my house. If you found the information in the video helpful, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Facebook. That link is down below. And if you want to learn how to use your pistol, come on out to Valor Ridge and we'll teach you how to do just that. This is Reid Henrichs with Valor Ridge reminding you, the lessons that we learn are written on the tombstones of others. We'll see you on the ridge.